Good morning, students. Today I will be continuing with the last taught chapter, Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. In my previous lecture, I had explained you the complete chapter along with the word meaning and message of the lesson. Now today I will be giving you short and long question answers. Now be ready with your pen and notebook. Keep making notes while I am speaking. Let's start with the short answers first. Now, first question which I have taken is, describe the amphitheater where the inauguration took place. Now, the answer is, the inauguration ceremony took place in the lonely sandstone amphitheater formed by the Union Building in Pretoria. Earlier, this had been seat of white supremacy for decades. Okay, now I'm moving on to second question. Which ideals does Mandela set out for the future of South Africa to his speech? This has come in CBSE 2010 question paper also. Mandela set certain ideals for the future of South Africa. According to these ideals, all people will be free from poverty, suffering, and discrimination of all kinds. They will never be made slaves by others. All will enjoy equal rights and privileges. Now, the third question. Why were two national anthems sung? The whites as well as the blacks attended the installation ceremony. Both the parties have their own national anthems. Both the parties means black and white. In order to grant equality to both of them, the two national anthems were sung. This was done to end racial prejudice. Now, let's move on to fourth question. Now, this question has come in CBSE 2014 paper. Why is 10th May 1994 important for South Africa? The 10th May 1994 is considered the red letter day for South Africa because the installation ceremony of South Africa's first democratic and non-racial government took place on this lovely autumn day. Okay, now move on to question number 5. What is meant by apartheid? How did it prevail in South Africa? Apartheid is a system that separates people on the basis of their race on account of the color of the skin. The white-skinned people of South Africa erected a system of racial domination against the dark-skinned people of their own land. It caused much pain to the blacks. It resulted in a very cruel society. Now the next question, question number 6. What does Mandela mean when he says he is the sum of all African patriots who had gone before him? Nelson Mandela pays rich tributes to all the freedom fighters who made unimaginable sacrifices for their people to live in respect and dignity. He considers himself just one of them who fought against oppression, injustice, and discrimination. He gives due credit to all the heroes of freedom struggle for the blacks. That way, he is the sum of all those Africans who had gone before him. Now, question number 7. When did Mandela's hunger for self turn into hunger for freedom for all his people? This question is from CBSE question paper year 2015. In his boyhood, Mandela thought that he was free as long as he obeyed the laws of man or God. As a student, he wanted freedom only for himself. Then he realized that he was not really free and that no one had any real freedom in his country. Then his hunger for self turned into hunger for freedom for all his people, and he joined the African National Congress. Now, question number 8. How does Nelson Mandela contrast transitory freedoms with the basic and honorable freedom? As a young boy, Nelson felt that he was supposed to respect his elders and customs of his tribe to him. Freedom meant being able to go anywhere he liked. But those kinds of freedom are transitory. He contrasts them with the basic and honorable freedom that allows one to realize one's potential. It is the freedom based on equal rights without discrimination. Now, these were the basic questions which I have done as a short question. Now, let's move on to long question. Now, the first question is, the quality of humanity is the hallmark of free people. Discuss it with reference to Nelson Mandela's view in the chapter Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. Now, answer is, in this chapter, Mandela mentions two obligations that one has to fulfill in a free civil society. The first is related to man's duty towards his family and children. The other is related to his duty towards his people, country, and society. Those who perform these two obligations are truly human. They create a society in which there is no oppression or exploitation. They treat others well. They are in turn treated well. They are really free people. Mandela rightly points out that neither the oppressed nor the oppressor is free. Both are robbed of their humanity. The oppressor is the slave of hatred and cannot be called free. In truly free society, all enjoy equal rights and privileges. There is no discrimination of any kind. Now, the second long question, which has come in 2008 CBSE question paper. Which two obligations, according to Nelson Mandela, does every man have in life? How could a man not fulfill these obligations in a country like South Africa? According to Mandela, every man has two types of obligation. One has obligation towards one's family and towards one's nation. In the country like South Africa, where one race oppresses the other, these obligations cannot be easily fulfilled. In South Africa, the policy of apartheid caused much suffering to the black natives. The natives were not given any kind of freedom. They were not allowed to fulfill their obligations. Those who tried to work for the freedom of their country were arrested and cruelly treated by the white people. Now, let's move on to third long question. Write a note on Nelson Mandela's contribution for the emancipation of South African people. Or, is it appropriate to call Nelson Mandela the Crusader of South Africa? Now, answer of both the questions are same. Nelson Mandela is a great personality in the history of South Africa. Africa's struggle against apartheid. Under the policy of apartheid, the blacks suffered inhuman treatment in their own country. many people made unimaginable sacrifices for the freedom of these people. Mandela joined African National Congress for the emancipation of his people. He contributed a lot for this cause. The way he struggled certainly earns him honor of being a crusader of South Africa. He spent 30 long years in prison. He did not accept defeat. From a law-abiding attorney, he was forced to become a criminal. He was turned homeless and driven to lead the life of a monk. All these things tell about his great contribution for the emancipation of his people. Now the fourth question, what were the difficulties faced by Mandela in achieving freedom for his people? This question has come in CBSE 2010 paper. It was quite late in his student days that Mandela realized that his sense of freedom was illusory. So far he had been yearning for freedom for his own self. Then slowly he began to realize that there was no one in his country who was really free. His hunger for freedom for the self turned into hunger for freedom for all. He joined the National African Congress and took an active part in freedom struggle. He became an outlaw in the eyes of the law. He had to give up all comforts of a peaceful domestic life. He was punished and tortured and isolated. He had to undergo many jail terms for demanding equality for all his fellow black Africans. Nothing, however, could discourage him from his chosen path. His undaunted courage, persistent struggle, and unparalleled sacrifices got freedom for his country on May 10, 1994. Now, I would like you to write the character sketch of Nelson Mandela also. It usually comes in the question paper. It has been asked. Now, Nelson Mandela was a great freedom fighter. It becomes clear from his autobiography that he was a great leader who had all the sterling qualities of being a truly great man. No wonder he is equated with Martin Luther King and Mahatma Gandhi. He was a fearless, honest, and a dedicated leader. When his goal was clear to him, he renounced all the comfort of a settled, happy domestic life. He joined the African National Congress. He had to suffer a lot for demanding equality for his race and freedom for his people. He was punished, tortured, and isolated, but he remained firm and determined. He was free from all prejudices. Though he was against the white colonialists who oppressed and exploited his people, he did not have any ill will or hatred for the whites. He knew that the oppressed and the oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity. In short, Mandela was dauntless, courageous, self-sacrificing person. He was a visionary with a positive outlook on life. Now, these were the question answers which you have to write in your classwork copies. Thank you, children. Stay home, be safe. Now, if you have any doubts, you can write in the comment box. I hope everything is clear till what I have taught you.